What if most of the decisions you make every day are not fully conscious choices, but automatic responses shaped by your brain's hidden patterns? From the moment you wake up, your mind begins filtering information, saving energy, and relying on shortcuts that help you function efficiently without overthinking everything. This is where behavioral psychology and cognitive science reveals something powerful. Your brain is designed not for perfect accuracy, but for speed and survival. One of the most important concepts in cognitive psychology is the idea of default thinking. Your brain prefers the easiest path, often sticking to pre-selected options or familiar routines without questioning whether they are truly the best. This is known as default effect and has been demonstrated in many experiments where people consistently choose preset options simply because they require less mental effort. This shows that in many cases, your decisions are less about active reasoning and more about minimizing cognitive load. Another major influence on your thinking is cognitive bias, especially confirmation bias. This bias makes you naturally search for information that supports what you already believe, while ignoring or downplaying contradictory evidence. Over time, this creates a mental echo chamber where your beliefs feel stronger and more true simply because you keep reinforcing them. Alongside this is the availability heuristic, where your brain judges probability based on how easily examples come to mind. For instance, if you recently heard about a rare negative event, your mind may overestimate its likelihood, even if statistics say otherwise. Behavior itself often follows predictable loops rather than random actions. In behavioral psychology, habits are commonly explained through a cue, routine, reward cycle. A trigger in your environment or emotional state activates a behavior, and that behavior is reinforced by a reward, which could be anything from dopamine release to a sense of relief or satisfaction. Over time, this loop becomes automatic, meaning your brain no longer needs to consciously decide the behavior. It simply runs on pattern recognition. This is why habits can feel hard to break, but also why they can be reshaped by altering cues and rewards. Social influence is another powerful force that affects your decisions more than you realize. Humans are inherently social beings, and in uncertain situations, your brain looks at what others are doing to determine what is correct. This phenomenon, known as social proof, has been demonstrated in experiments where individuals conform to group behavior even when the group is clearly wrong. This explains why trends spread quickly and why opinions often align with the majority without independent verification. Your attention also plays a critical role in shaping your perception of reality. The brain cannot process everything at once, so it filters input through selective attention. This means you tend to notice things that align with your current focus, while ignoring others even if they are in plain sight. A well-known psychological demonstration showed that people can miss highly obvious events simply because their attention is directed elsewhere. This highlights that your experience of reality is not complete. It is a filtered version shaped by what you focus on. Emotions are another key driver behind your decisions. While you may believe that you are making logical choices, neuroscience suggests that emotional processing occurs first, followed by rational justification. Fear, excitement, stress, and desire can all influence how you evaluate options and respond to situations. When emotions are intense, they can override logical reasoning, leading to impulsive actions or distorted judgment. This is why regulating your emotional state is essential when making important decisions. At a deeper level, your identity plays a major role in shaping your behavior. People tend to act in ways that are consistent with how they perceive themselves. If someone identifies as disciplined, they're more likely to engage in disciplined actions, while someone who sees themselves as unmotivated may unconsciously avoid effort. This creates a feedback loop where behavior reinforces identity, and identity reinforces behavior. Changing long-term behavior often requires shifting this internal identity, rather than just setting external goals. Ultimately, the most powerful psychological shift comes from meta-awareness, the ability to observe your own thoughts and reactions as they happen. When you become aware of your biases, emotional triggers, and automatic patterns, you create a gap between stimulus and response. In that gap lies your ability to choose consciously rather than react automatically. This awareness allows you to step outside of habitual thinking and take control of your decisions instead of being driven by them. If you apply even a small part of these insights in your daily life, you will begin to notice patterns in your thinking that were previously invisible. And once you see how your mind works, you can start using it intentionally rather than being controlled by its defaults.